Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, and welcome to your daily news update on Blip Brief, small but almost everything updated daily. We've got quite the deep dive planned for you today. We'll be pulling apart the really crucial economic, market, geopolitical, and scientific developments, all from just the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Our focus is mainly on India, but, always keeping that global perspective, because it's all connected, isn't it?
Absolutely. And our mission really is to cut through the noise for you. We want to distill those essential nuggets, get behind the headlines, and uncover the why. The goal is making sure you're truly informed for your day without getting bogged down in data overload, just the insights that matter.
Exactly, connecting the dots. So let's dive right in, starting here at home with the domestic markets. Another winning streak yesterday. That's 5 days now.
It is, yeah, quite a run.
What's the story there? What's driving this?
Well, both the Sensex and the Nifty 50 edged up again, each gaining a pretty respectable 0.4%. But what's really fascinating when you dig a bit deeper is the concentration of strength. Look at the IT sector. The BSE Information Technology Index climbed 2.8%. Nifty IT also up 2.8%.
Ah, okay. So not just a general rise, but specific focus.
Precisely. It tells a story of, let's say, selective bullishness. Investors seem to be channeling money quite deliberately.
Interesting. Selective bullishness in IT. So who were the big movers, the main players leading that IT charge, and what does that tell us?
Well, Infosys really stood out. It surged by 5.0%. That's quite a jump.
5%. Wow.
Yeah. And Dr. Reddy's Labs wasn't far behind at 3.3%, so some action in pharma too. Then you had Wipro up 2.7% and Tech Mahindra rising 2.6%. With Infosys, there's also this buzz, these reports that they're considering a share buyback.
Right. That usually gets investors excited.
It does. Historically, it signals confidence, right? Management thinks the shares are undervalued, and it boosts earnings per share. We often see stocks rise after news like that.
Makes sense. A vote of confidence. But here's the other side of the coin, right? While these big tech names are climbing, what about other areas? Did we see dips anywhere significant?
Oh, definitely. It wasn't a case of everything going up.
Suggesting that rotation we often talk about?
Exactly that. We saw some clear profit booking elsewhere. Trent, for example, dropped 1.8%. Eternal fell 1.2%. And Geo Financial Services was down 1.0%. Even Ultratech Cement saw a dip of 0.9%. So yeah, it indicates a rotation within the market. Investors are watching specific company news very closely.
Right, strategic moves, not just following the herd. Speaking of company news, let's talk IPOs. It feels like a floodgate has opened lately. What's buzzing today?
You're not wrong. The IPO market is really heating up. Urban Company's 1,900 crore IPO opened today.
The home services one, right. How's the initial feel? Very strong. The gray market premium, the GMP, surged 35% just on day one. That shows really high investor demand for that platform. Then there's Dev Accelerator's 143 crore IPO, also open today. They're targeting Tier 2 markets, which is interesting, though some analysts did mention high valuations. Something to watch.
Okay, so two kicking off today. Anything else on the horizon?
Yeah, quite a bit lined up. LG Electronics India is getting closer to its IPO. Neilsoft and Pruzio Green Energy just got the nod from SEBI. And then there's PhysicsWallah, eyeing a pretty substantial debut, about 3,820 crore. So yeah, a very active space.
That is a lot for investors to digest. Any other major corporate headlines making waves today? Things that are shaping the narrative?
Well, a pretty significant one is Vodafone Idea. They're actually challenging the Department of Telecommunications, the DOT, in the Supreme Court.
It's the issue, still the AGR thing.
Exactly. It's over an additional AGR demand, around 9,449 crore. They're questioning the DOT's calculations, so a big legal fight there.
Definitely want to watch. What else? In another interesting development, Kotak Alternate Assets came out as the highest bidder for Jayaprakash Power Ventures debt, offering about 7,400 crore. Now, this could potentially complicate Vedanta's larger bid for the parent company, Jayaprakash Associates, so a bit of a corporate chess game unfolding.
Intricate. Any global trade impacts on Indian companies?
Well, related to that, we heard from CNH's CEO, Jarrett Marks. He said the company reckons it can withstand potential U.S. tariffs for 6 months.
Even with that 50% threat?
Even with that, yes. It highlights a real reluctance to shift production out of India despite the pressure. Shows commitment.
That's a strong statement. And domestically?
A big shift in ride-hailing. Rapido has apparently overtaken Uber in India. Reports suggest they now hold nearly half the market share. Quite a win for a local player.
Wow, really? Overtaking Uber? That's huge. Fascinating. Okay, so from legal battles to market shifts, Indian businesses are clearly busy. Let's zoom out a bit to broader economic policy. GST reforms have been talked about a lot.
Yes, the government's move to rationalize GST rates is quite significant.
And the view is generally positive.
Moody certainly thinks so. They believe these reforms will boost private consumption, give people more spending power, and support India's overall growth. And on a very practical level, the Department of Consumer Affairs has allowed companies to just use stickers or stamps for revised MRPs on existing stock.
Ah, that helps during the festive season rush, I bet.
Exactly. Relief for consumer firms saves them repackaging everything. And importantly, these tax cuts are making some critical medicines cheaper. Things for cancer, hemophilia. That's a direct benefit for
It's
patients.
genuinely good news.
Yeah.
So with these domestic boosts, how is India playing the global trade game, especially with potential U.S. issues?
Well, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal mentioned that the FTA talks with the EU are moving fast, heading towards conclusion.
Okay, so strengthening ties elsewhere.
Right. And India just secured wider access for seafood to the EU market, 102 new approvals. That's like a 20% boost to those exports.
Mm.
It's part of a clear strategy, pushing for FTAs not just with the EU, but Peru, Chile, Mexico too. It's a direct response, really, to hedge against those potential U.S. tariff strains. Diversification.
Smart strategic positioning.
Yep.
And how is all this turbulence, domestic and global, showing up in money markets, currencies?
Well, the money market saw some drama. Gold prices had an absolutely astonishing surge,
How much?
up 5,080, hit an all-time high of 1,012,750 per 10 grams.
Incredible. What's behind that?
Strong global trends, mainly. And these ongoing narratives about de-dollarization, countries wanting less reliance on the U.S. dollar, that tends to push gold up.
Right, the safe haven appeal. What about the rupee?
The rupee actually gave up its early gains. It closed at 88 point in a row against the dollar after looking a bit stronger earlier. It shows that constant tug-of-war between global factors and domestic ones. Plus, upcoming U.S. inflation data is making markets a bit cautious, especially with gold.
Always a balancing act. Okay, let's shift our focus more globally now. Geopolitics seems particularly tense. Those U.S. tariff threats, especially from the Trump side, are still hovering.
They are, yes. The talk of 100% tariffs on Indian goods and linking it to pressuring Putin, it's definitely a major concern.
Any sense of the potential economic hit?
Well, the chief economic advisor, Najaswaran, put a number on it. He warned that Trump tariffs could shave off up to 0.6 percentage points from India's GDP. That's not insignificant.
No, definitely not. How's India responding?
Diplomatically, it seems. PM Modi has apparently expressed interest in speaking with Trump, aiming for an early conclusion to the trade talks. So, an attempt to de-escalate, perhaps. But meanwhile, you see India's IT sector actively looking for new markets. Smart move to reduce that U.S. dependency given the uncertainty.
A pragmatic approach.
Yeah.
Now, closer to home, things in Nepal sound incredibly serious.
Yeah.
A major political crisis unfolding.
Extremely serious. Nepal has plunged into, well, unprecedented turmoil after Prime Minister Oli resigned.
And is driven by protests.
Yes, largely by Gen Z. There's huge anger directed at the political establishment tied to youth unemployment, corruption. The usual frustrations, but amplified. It's escalated dramatically. Demonstrators have targeted government buildings, parliament, even the PM's residence were reportedly torched. It's quite shocking.
That sounds chaotic and dangerous. How's India viewing this?
With deep concern, PM Modi chaired a CCS meeting. The official line stresses Nepal's stability being crucial, appealing for peace. India understands the potential impact on trade, regional security, Indian businesses there. Instability next door is never good news.
A very tense situation indeed. What other key global developments should we be aware of from the last day or so?
Well, in the U.S., there was a significant downward revision of job numbers. Looks like the economy created about 911,000 fewer jobs than first thought in the year through March.
Fewer jobs. Before the tariff talk really ramped up.
Exactly. Suggests the job market was already stalling, indicating maybe some underlying weakness.
Mm.
Over in Europe, France got its fifth prime minister in just 2 years. President Macron appointed Sébastien Lecornu. Predictably, maybe, it sparked immediate protests. Seems like constant political churn there. And Hungary signed a 10-year gas deal with Shell. That's clearly aimed at reducing reliance on Russian gas.
Strategic energy moves continue.
Sadly, yes, and global tensions remain high. There was a tragic incident in eastern Ukraine. A Russian glide bomb killed 21 pensioners.
Oh, terrible. What exactly is a glide bomb?
It's essentially a bomb dropped from a plane that uses wings to glide over a distance to its target. It allows the aircraft to stay further away, but sadly, as we saw, can still cause devastating civilian harm. This adds to the tension alongside Israel striking a Hamas leadership base in Qatar. All of this contributes to volatility, pushing oil prices up, especially with Trump also urging Europe to tax Russian oil. Complex web.
It really is a somber global picture. Okay, let's try to end on a different note. Time for our innovation spotlight. Apple launched its latest lineup, of course, but you mentioned something else, a different kind of leap.
That's right. Apple did unveil its 2025 iPhones, the 17 Air Pro, Pro Max, and the Apple Watch Series 11. Prices start at Rs 1.34 lakh in India for the Pro models. Faster chips, better displays, new health stuff. What's interesting financially is Apple saying they'll absorb about $1 billion in tariff impacts without raising prices. That'll hit their margins for sure.
A big gamble.
Yeah.
But you said there was something even more fundamental brewing, beyond consumer tech.
Yes. Something potentially game-changing in the world of AI itself.
Okay, intriguing. What is it?
Researchers down at the University of Florida have built a chip, get this, powered by light, and it can make artificial intelligence 100 times more efficient.
Light-powered, 100 times. How does that even work?
Instead of using electricity for the core AI number crunching, it uses light signals. They manage this by etching microscopic lenses right onto the chip. The implications are just huge. You know how much energy AI consumes right now?
Yeah.
Data centers, training models. It's massive.
A major environmental and cost issue, yeah.
Exactly. This breakthrough could dramatically slash that energy footprint. It makes AI much more sustainable, much more scalable for the future. Think about powerful AI running in data centers using way less power, or even sophisticated AI on your personal devices that just wasn't feasible before because of battery drain. It's potentially revolutionary, science fiction becoming reality almost.
Wow. A light-powered future for AI. That truly is something to think about. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this deep dive.
A lot to process there. Definitely some key shifts happening both locally and globally.
And just before you go, a quick note. This deep dive commentary was put together using advanced AI. We always strive for accuracy, but please do cross-verify any crucial information yourself. Your informed decisions are what matter most.